Alright guys, it's Preston with N3 Boatworks. Let's walk around this 1993 Correct Craft Nautique Excel. Has barefoot graphics on it, but it is an Excel. Again, a 93 sitting on a 91 trailer, single axle, matte black. Not in perfect condition, but I don't know if we painted it or if we got it this way, but you can see some of the texture to it. There's kind of like a rhino line finish on it. But, pretty boat. We stripped off all the graphics, buffed and polished this thing. Got the color blue primarily. Looking really, really good. All the way around. No fading. New pinstripe, new barefoot Nautique graphics on the boat. Has that kind of that light gray pinstripe on it, thicker pinstriping, rub rail with the blue insert. It is an open bow. Dead giveaway on that is always the stainless handle up front. But as you can see, plenty of seating up front for a little 19-foot boat. Walking around this thing, not a whole lot to point out cosmetically. You have a repair that was done on this corner. Probably an impact at one point in time, and you've got just a couple cracks in the gel coat. But doesn't look too bad from take a step back from it. Transom graphic on there, fresh one. Teak platform in awesome shape. Looking underneath, 4-blade prop. There are tie-down straps on the trailer too, which is nice. Let's walk around the port side. Everything's looking pretty good here. You have a small surface crack here in the gel by this cleat. But nothing major. There's a couple little tiny nicks in the blue. Probably buffed on them, but those are probably rock chips from trailering this thing, if I had to imagine. So there's a couple light, really small, hardly noticeable nicks here. Hull's in good shape. No significant signs of damage there. You do have maybe a few little scuffs here and there, like on the chine, but that's not into the gel. Walking around the other side here, same type of thing. You see this a lot, especially if like you tie the boat up. A lot of these older boats, wherever maybe a tower had been mounted in the past, or cleats, obviously. Anything where maybe something was pulling or flexing, you see some cracks like that in the gel. But that's purely cosmetic. It's nothing structural. One more step back before we hop inside. This says 1,200 hours on the engine. It's a 351 high output. So it's not the standard 351, but the high output version has the GT40 heads, which puts it roughly around 300 horsepower. So more horsepower than a typical Excel would have, but not quite what you'd see in a actual barefoot Nautique. But this would do just fine for barefooting. And the barefoot graphic looks way cooler anyways, so that's why we put that on here. So let's jump inside. It does have, I don't know if it's SeaDek or Marine Mat, but same type of material, just the foam on the gunnels. So when you walk around the boat, you have some traction there. This boat did have a 2-point tower mounted behind the windshield. So part of the reason we put the decking on there is to cover up the holes from that tower, which were very small, but there's no real good way to repair them. And why not add some functionality to the boat that also looks nice. So we've got that on here. Nice big sun pad on the boat. Vinyl is in awesome condition. Just in kind of a, I don't know what the color was called on this. I don't believe this is the original interior, but they are very good factory replica skins that had been put in this boat at one point in time. But kind of that off-white color known as silver cloud at certain points in time. I believe that's what this gel coat color is, and that's kind of what the interior is supposed to match. Ski pylon right there. You do have 2 cleats in the back as well, as you can see. One there and one here, and then the lift ring in the center. As we step up into the rest of the interior, it just has a gray charcoal carpet, all original. There's a little bit of fraying going on in this corner right here. Otherwise, the carpet looks really good. Floors are really sturdy, solid. No flex, no give anywhere. The sun pad, while we're talking about the back of the boat, is actually electric. Electric hatch. Let me hit the right switch. There we go. So that comes up on its own, which is pretty sweet. Fully functional, no problem. Got that sweet Correct Craft logo on the underside, which I love. And here's a look at our engine. So it's got a Holley carb under there. It's been fully serviced, so fresh fluids, filters, anything it really needs, we typically do to it. So we got the boat running great. It's got 1,200 hours on it, like I said. And beyond just normal, like, just service items, we did a steering cable as well. Has a really nice custom cover, freshly made from a local shop here in town, I believe. It's only, I mean, this thing's like brand new, or at least it looks like it's brand new. So nice cover, more storage over here, anchor light for nighttime. We'll go ahead and close this thing up. Back seat is in great shape. The reason I don't think it's original is just, first of all, it looks really nice. Like, it looks like the material's too new, in my opinion. And the Correct Craft embroidery that you typically see on the seats, the font doesn't look perfect, but I'd take it. I think it all looks really good. You got that blue and gray accent stripe to match the exterior. You do have a little nick here and there. Nothing major on this interior, but you got one in the corner. I don't think I see one. Yeah, there's nothing on the other side. Combing pads are all in really good shape. It does have 4 Clarion speakers in here, which are brand new, with a Clarion head unit on the dash. Turn the key here. Actually, flip my accessory switches. We get all that. Yeah, get the dash powered up here. Perfect. We'll look at that in just a second. But 4 Clarion speakers with an updated head unit. Love seat has a little tear right there, a little punch. It's about the worst as you're gonna see on this interior. You can flip this open. Look underneath, just communicating storage all the way up under the bow. So just wide open for you. If we pull open the floor, there's like a little drop-in, maybe cooler or whatever you want to use that for. On either side, it's got a drain in it. Close that up. Shut the seat here. On the dash, oh, that's locked. I don't know which key's which. Whatever, doesn't matter. We'll get that figured out later. Glove box. One thing once talking about on the dash, there's a little bit of fading, as you can see, mainly on the center spot. And I think it's just from being in the sun over the years. That plastic is just kind of faded. That might be able to be, probably restore it with some type of, like, you see the stuff people use on cars, when the plastic, like, cladding on whatever type of vehicle you can take to it. And it might look a little bit better, but spots where it's like this matte finish to this kind of like glossed over chalky white, it's probably never going to look perfect, but it is what it is. You can open the windshield. There's like a step pad here leading you up into the bow, and the cushions and seating up here, perfect. Like, it probably doesn't get a whole lot of use. Now that I'm looking down from the bow, you do have some surface gel coat cracking from the snaps. So just, again, all comes with age. Lastly, let's look at the dash. This has the Faria gauge upgrade all the way around. And I'll take a seat here. You can see 1,200 hours on the original hour meter. Everything else has been replaced, other than, I don't know if this Faria depth finder is original or not, but it does work. So that powers up just fine. It's not going to read on the trailer, obviously, but you got switches all the way around for everything else, your accessories, stereo, all that fun stuff. This has a newer style steering wheel to it as well, from like a early 2000s Nautique, with a kind of silver top and bottom casting on it, with the old school wood throttle. So driver's seat also looks great, awesome condition. That's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple little boat. It's gonna rip, be great for barefooting. Has a little bit more room than your traditional ski boat would of this era especially. So come hit us up, check out this little Excel. Feel free to call us at N3 Boatworks if you have any questions. Our number is 317-845-9253. Thanks for watching.